Coach, I guess first off, just talking to players already, just the vibe around. I know last year not the way you wanted, but the vibe around this team seems really positive as you get ready here for 2018.
Yeah, it's been a real positive vibe since January. The new guys have come in and really gelled well with the team, and so it's got the start of the year, and the guys have done a good job coming together, and we just got a good vibe, and we gotta execute though. You can come out here and play hard and all that. We got to execute in crucial moments, and that's been our focus. Whether it's red zone, whether it's third down, we've got to execute in those critical moments.
Of course, new coaching staff, a lot of guys coming in for you. We just talked with Cam Clark. He said Scelfo is his favorite coach he's ever had, and he's only had him since March. So how have you seen all these new guys, new coaches kind of fit in with this program?
It's been good. It's always a worry of yours. But the nice thing about the guys we brought in, Chris has been a head coach before at Tulane. Glenn's been a head coach at West Georgia. Shane's been a head coach at Miami, Ohio. So it's been good for me specifically because they'll have good ideas and we can bounce things off of each other. Coach Scelfo, Coach Ratliff, who is the guy that recruited Cam Clark, recruited all these seniors, and then of course Coach Atkins worked with us. So there's been a little continuity from that standpoint. So some of the things have carried over from the way they teach the fundamentals of the game. But coaches, he's a good football coach. The guys really like him, and so that's a real key for us.
Players have talked about your emphasis on threes in the first 3 days because they're winning in all three phases. Talk a bit about especially the first 3 games and the emphasis on getting off to a good start.
Yeah, I think it's critical. You have 3 games at home. You're always in that one-at-a-time mode, but you always kind of break the season down in those fourths and look at it from that standpoint. And we have an opportunity early in the season, but we have less practices this year than we had last year. We're down to 25. We went from 29 to 25. So there's been a premium since January on execution. We've got to execute at a high level, take care of the football. In those first 3 games, we have an opportunity, but we have to go out and execute and play well.
And with the new coordinators, how much will change in terms, obviously, personnel in terms of coaches and shapes, but how much in terms of terminology or playmaking or whatever?
Everything, really. When a new coach comes in and puts a new system in, they use their own language, so the language is all changed. The fundamentals of ball are the fundamentals, but the language does change, so it's been a little bit new for the guys. That's why our spring was critical for us. That's why these first 5 days are real critical, that we get that down and we know it like the back of our hands. So once we hit the full pads and the full go, that everybody's playing fast and not thinking.
We talked, with yesterday being the first practice, and we talked yesterday about the importance of making the most of every practice. What did you see? Did you like the way things got started yesterday?
I thought there was a lot of continuity and the energy level was really high, so that was good. There was a lot of continuity coming out of spring. You can tell that Evan had worked with the offensive guys over the summer. They've been out here by themselves quite a bit, so there was good continuity just from the flow of practice. And special teams wise, we've got to do a good job there. We really played pretty well in special teams last year, so I thought there was good carryover from that standpoint. Yesterday and today, this morning when we went. So I really like that continuity coming out. The practice had a really good flow to it the first 2, so that's been good.
Coach, in the spring game we saw a lot of Chris Reynolds and Hassan switching off in the pocket a good bit. Do you think we'll be seeing more of that in September?
Well, we're going to make a decision here, in 10 to 14 days. Just make a decision on who our quarterback's going to be. And we'll see how that shakes out, whether it's Evan, Chris, Hassan, who that guy is. Once we start playing live plays here in two-a-day, well, not two-a-days anymore, but in camp. So we'll see as that moves along who wins the job. Hassan might be the quarterback, so if he's the quarterback, we'll let him just work. So we'll see.
As a coach, when you talk about the fewer number of practices as a coach, is that a good thing or not?
We decided as a coaching body that it was going to be okay. We kind of all, last year they presented it to us, so we all kind of took last August and said, hey, really, what is that number? And we kind of voted on it, and that's the number we settled on was 25, and I think it's enough. I really do. I think, we've got to take care of our guys, and player safety's at the top of the list right now, and so, You don't want guys to miss, and so you're always walking that line of what's enough live plays without injuring the guys, but yet getting them ready to play. So I think 25 is a good number, and we've got a protocol that we go through with 2 days in helmets, 2 days in shells, and then we put the full pads on for a day and kind of run around in our pads, and then kind of cut it loose from there. So I think it's a good format. I think it'll work out good. I personally really like one-a-days because you get a lot of meeting time, you get the video watched, you do a good job communicating with your players, and you have a really good chance to take care of them from a nutrition and from that standpoint. So I just like the format we're under, and I think it's going to work well.
Warpace says he's been playing against Benny LeMay since high school. He's glad to have him on his team now. With question marks at the quarterback position, how much comfort does it give you having a guy like Benny LeMay in the backfield?
A lot. Ben's a fine football player, and we need for him to stay healthy. I like our depth at running back with him being the lead guy, but he's got a chance to have a really big year for us. We want to be able to run the ball, and we want to put it in his hands as many times as we can. The thing that kind of gets overlooked with Benny is he's a really good catcher of the football out of the backfield. So we try to utilize that as much as we can as well. He's a very skilled guy, and we've got to utilize him.
And defensively, with a guy like Juwan Foggy, obviously can get it done for you on the field, but obviously does a lot of volunteer work in the community off the field. What can you say about the spring he had, and then going into fall camp, just expectations for him?
Yeah, really, just all of last year. We weren't sure at this time last year he was making the move to linebacker, and I wasn't real sure about it. But he excelled and really played well for us, and has continued to do that on the field. Off the field, he's as good as you want. We have a lot of guys like that. You can go down the roster of guys that really do a good job of getting out in the community and doing things outside themselves. That's a big emphasis for us. Every man really needs a cause beyond himself, and that's kind of what we talk to the guys a lot about. And Juwan's kind of that lead guy for us.